You say crayon.
Crayon.
Crayon. That sounds like Klingon or some sort of weird.
They're both spelled with an O-N.
I know that's probably how you're supposed to pronounce it, but I say
crayons.
Crayon.
Crayons. Crayons.
I'm going to get my crayons and start
Got my coloring book. Will you pass me my crayons?
Give me that brown crayon.
It sounds southern.
I know it does.
I don't like it.
I don't either.
Never use crayons.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm never going to get you crayons. Our children will use Pentel markers.
Pentel?
I don't know.
Okay.
Crayons.
Crayons.
Not crayons, crayons.
No.
Are you recording?
Yes. I thought this was a really important conversation we're having about the pronunciation.
Travel talk about crayons.
Crayons. Okay.
Can you even say crayon?
Crayon? Yeah.
Well, you can't even say
I
it.
say it. Ew, don't patronize me. Oh, you can't even
You
say
poor
it.
thing. You can't even say crayon.
I said crayon.
Yeah, that was better.
I've said both, but I think it's only because I don't like saying crayon.
Why? That's what they are.
Crayon? You can't even understand what I'm saying because I said crayon.
Crayon.
It's like a weird combination of crayon and crayon.
The first one is how I say it.
Crayon?
Crayon. Not crayon, crayon.
Crayon.
Crayon. It's a crayon. Sounds like you have a cranberry raisin and you're like, it's a crayon. You ever tried those little fruits called crayons?
Those little dried fruits called crayons?
They look like shriveled up little mushroom. I don't even know. No, not mushrooms.
Nope, not even close to a mushroom.
Not even close. I was going to say shriveled up little mouse testicles.
And you went to mushroom
I don't know where mushrooms came from.
What the fuck? Oh my god, I don't want to think about little shriveled up mouse testicles.
Oh, you almost said it.
I was saying mouse testicles, but laughing. I'm not going to say mushrooms. It has nothing to do with the mushroom. Didn't. Maybe I did.
I could see the "muh" in your mouth, and then it went to mouse testicles.
Mushroom testes.
Mushroom testicles.
Well, anyways, I don't want to think about that, so let's talk about Thailand.
We've been there for the past 5 minutes.
Oh my god. Take a deep breath. Back scratcher. So we're testing out our new microphones that we're probably going to be using while traveling.
One is clipped onto a ruler. The other is clipped onto a back scratcher.
A back scratcher.
Back scratch.
And we're pointing them at each other's faces. But we wanted to, since it is getting very close to our takeoff date, we wanted to try these out and see how they sound.
At least you won't bang into the table and fuck up the sound for the next minute.
Hey, maybe I will.
Yeah, maybe
I'll just randomly
I can't put anything
scratch
past
my back.
you. Ew, and listen to...
If you hear that sound in the middle of our show, you know what's happening. All right. Let's get serious here.
Where were we?
We've got a lot of shit to talk about.
Hi guys, welcome to the Beanstalk Podcast, where we talk about everything travel.
Sharing first-hand travel advice and getting to the bottom of real-life experiences in the hopes to inspire you to get out there yourself. Excuse me.
What was the last thing we covered? We had gotten to the train station, right?
The last place that we left off was getting to the train station in Bangkok. So we were going to be heading south towards Surat Thani.
Pronounced beautifully.
I'm amazing at pronunciating Thai stuff.
Well done.
So
you should scratch yourself on the back for that.
Back scratcher. I just like holding it close to your mouth. It's
Back scratch.
awkward. Conducting an interview that you don't want to have happen. Back.
It's like it's not even a question. You just say something, then extend the mic.
Like just
Like, what am I supposed to say?
put it in someone's face. Back scratcher. So you're like, get that mic out of my fucking face. Oh, God. Okay, we're having too much fun with these new microphones. We feel very official with our ruler and our back scratcher.
This will go swimmingly
Jesus.
on the trip.
Yes, it will. If we take these back
I can't wait to
scratchers-
interview people.
I know, right?
Just say back scratch and then get down.
We're gonna stop it. Get it out of here. We're gonna have to use our trekking poles and say trekking pole. Oh my God. Okay.
We're gonna shoo off people left and right.
Oh my God, a booger just flew out of my nose.
Gross.
Can't help it.
Sit your ass down. Right there. Sit right there.
Okay.
There you go. Back scratching.
Stop it.
So, back in Bangkok.
Yes.
So yeah, I think the last we left off, we were in Bangkok. Martin and Megan had met up with us, and we were trying to be on our way towards the full moon party on the island of Koh Pha Ngan.
Mm-hmm. We had already bought tickets.
Yep. Before Eminem had arrived.
Yeah, so we were catching, it was a sleeper train. This was going to be our first sleeper train in Asia. Right.
Yeah, for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Or just ever, really.
Yeah. It was pretty cool. But I wanted to mention one thing about Bangkok.
Talk about it.
I'll say it. But I had noticed that on the last couple episodes, we had forgot to mention that there were monks all around Bangkok. Like, this was our first, like, monk sighting. I know that we had said we had gone to temples and we had, wandered around the city, but we never mentioned anything about seeing the very kind of iconic, like, monk in his garb and walking around. So
it's funny the things you forget to mention because once you're there, it's just so ordinary.
So norm.
If you were here in the States, in most places, I guess, or in, not big. Yeah, I guess most places.
Yeah.
If you saw a bunch of monks around, you'd be like, oh, what's going on?
Yeah,
but there it's like, yeah, well, we're in Thailand, so of course there's monks around. So you forget to mention it because it just feels normal.
So that was something that I had noticed that was just something we forgot to mention. But it was also kind of a realization of, like, it wasn't what I expected. Because even though you saw them all around, I had expected a monk to be very kind of, maybe just like quiet and walking very intentionally and very, not like
typically monk-like.
Yeah, not like somber or anything, but very contemplative and like, this is my life. I'm very calm and, walking slowly. But literally you saw them with like cell phones and like out and about. I don't know that I saw any really like riding in buses or tuk-tuks or taking any forms of transportation other than walking.
No, I saw them on the trains.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
but that's where it's, you expect it to be kind of, I don't know, I always kind of think of the Amish.
Yeah.
How, like, once they leave, they still walk or take their horse-drawn carriage.
Yeah, right.
Or, they still practice their ways where you're like, oh, this monk's, like, texting on a cell phone and he's walking onto the train. And you're like, I didn't
know that they did
think
that.
that's how it went. But maybe he's clocked off. I don't know.
I don't know. It was just kind of interesting to me and kind of an eye-opener of being like, well, why would I expect that they would cut themselves off from modern technology just because they're monks,
Yeah.
It's just weird, but something that I wanted to mention that I remember thinking when we were there in Bangkok.
Yeah.
So it was interesting. But back to the sleeper train
Yeah.
that we took from Bangkok to Surat Thani. You're welcome.
Yeah, so as we were saying before we went fork in the road and talked about monks.
Well, I figure if we were still in Bangkok in our stories, we could just mention it.
Totally just teasing.
You better be.
Oh.
Scratch out.
But yeah, it was our first sleeper train, and it was interesting. We had walked all the way there, so we were pretty sweaty and a bit sticky, but we did get there with plenty of time. So we had gotten like a bite to eat, just some street food out front.
Yeah, we bought like
as well as
some
some bottled waters.
Yeah, because I think we knew that whatever they were going to try to sell us on the train would probably be more expensive.
As is with most places. Like if you go to the airport, once you get checked in, it's going to be 3 times the price. That's just kind of standard for travel cost. So it was set up to where the tickets we had bought, you had to go to that one in particular bunk.
Yeah, it was very...
Everyone, it wasn't like, oh, just hop on the train car and we'll just sit down wherever. It was like, no, you had a specific number.
Yeah, we were assigned bunks.
And everything from wherever it had come from before was set up as seats. Mm-hmm. But they had kind of like folded and transformer bent everything into bed bunks.
Transformer.
Yeah, it looked like with them folding up the seat and bending it back and then twisting this out, and it was like it went from, seat carriage to a bunk.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty cool, and they were very efficient at it and like knew what they were doing, and just as soon as we got on, they kind of pretty much transformed them into bunk beds.
We just had to like kind of wait like in
turn.
between the cars.
Yeah.
While they kind of folded everything into place. Mm-hmm. And then they gave everyone like a blanket that was separately wrapped.
Did they?
Yeah, like you had to open it like you just bought it from the store sort of thing, or like it just came from the laundry.
Yeah. But it wasn't like heavy or anything.
No, it was like a light.
Fucking hot there anyways.
Yeah, like a light sheet. And yeah, so me and Whit had the top bunks.
Yeah, we were being nice and gave Martin and Megan the bottom bunks, which did have a window, which was probably pretty cool. And then
I remember there being like circulating fans in the middle on the ceiling.
Yeah, but they didn't hit us at the top.
Not very well.
No.
It's like you got a slight like hot breath is what it felt like.
Hot breath?
Yeah, like every now and then when it would get the closest it was going to get to you, it was just like a... And you're like, God damn it. If it was...
breeze,
well, plus two, because they kept the lights on in the cars, and you had that curtain.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, you could either get this like slight shitty breeze, or you could have it dark.
Yeah, true.
So I was like, well...
But it wasn't even dark because they were bright green curtains, so...
Yeah.
It was just, green in there.
But I remember our sleeping quarters on the top bunks, the wall, it kind of went from the bed to the wall at like a 45-degree angle, and then it went up. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of like curved.
Yeah.
And there wasn't a lot of space to kind of like move around.
No. And we had our packs up there with us too.
Yeah, I wasn't going to like, because, we had everything with us in our packs.
Yeah.
So it was staying with me.
Mm-hmm. I think I even like spooned mine.
Yeah,
I was
kind of
like,
like...
No one's getting in here.
Mine was between my legs. But yeah, it wasn't the most comfortable. It didn't feel the most safe either.
No,
because once we started rolling, it was pretty slow and it was shaky.
It was.
It was like what I would compare to a normal roller coaster versus those old wooden ones that are just shaky and, just jostles everything around. And
jostle. I like that word.
Jostle?
Yeah, it's gross.
Yeah, with just the speed of the train, because it wasn't going very fast. We couldn't tell because we didn't have windows and it was dark.
Yeah.
But it didn't feel like it was, cruising very quickly.
No.
But it just felt very shaky.
When I had gotten out of the bunk, which, by the way, those bunks, the only bit of security or safety net that they give you is one single seatbelt strap that basically just comes from...
dangles from the ceiling.
Yeah, it dangles from the ceiling and is attached to your bunk. So it's like I don't know that there would be any way for that to catch you if you were to
Yeah,
fall out. They'd probably just like grab
pointless.
your leg and then fling you on your head to the floor or something. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I mean, there was no railing.
No, so
It was weird.
yeah, we didn't sleep very well that night.
So, I mean, on top of it being shaky, and
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to fall asleep and have it shake me off the side and then
No.
just have the seatbelt basically twist me and spin me as I fall to my death on the ground.
Yeah, so.
So it wasn't very comfortable. I was
No,
like leaned up against the 45-degree wall
really.
as much as I could. But yeah, then with just how, I don't want to say violently, but I'm going to use it. It was shaking you.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it was really like, it would
Shaky.
like shake you awake.
Well, because
So it was hard to fall asleep.
it wasn't like it was just a non-stop train. It was stopping at every little, like I think it was a local train too
Yeah.
that we took. So it was stopping at all these little, train stops. Would pick people up, drop them off, and yeah. So it was just like once you got going, then it would stop again, and then you'd get going, and then it'd stop again. So it was just stop and go, and pretty slow the whole night.
Yeah.
So.
But even as it was going along the tracks, I mean, it wasn't like it got to a speed and then it wouldn't shake.
No.
It was like, yeah, just constant shaking. I didn't get a lot of sleep.
No. But yeah, I had gotten out of my bunk, I think, to use the bathroom. And I do recall like looking out of the windows and seeing that it was just completely dark. And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That's a little unsettling. Because I know that near any train tracks, it's usually shady. Anywhere.
Yeah, typically, yeah.
Typically, yeah.
Yeah.
Depending on like how big the surrounding
where you
area
are.
is, yeah. But yeah, it was just a little unsettling, and being in a place that we had never been before, So, but it was a cool experience, and I appreciated that they didn't have the squatty potties, and they did have the actual seats where you could sit down.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought this was where they just had like a hole in the floor.
No, that was in Indonesia, but yeah.
It was an interesting experience.
It was.
I wouldn't say I enjoyed it.
No, but it was.
I was pretty exhausted
Yeah.
the whole next day.
Oh, for sure. But I do remember once the sun came up and it was light out again, they retransformed the seats back the way they were. And so we just kind of hung out and watched the scenery go by. And it was pretty neat because it was more of a rural Thai. I fucking hate how much rural comes into play. Like that word we have to use so much.
We need like a thesaurus to figure out a different word.
Well, can we? Yeah. Let me look it up real quick.
Urban opposite.
Urban opposite. What? Is that your word you want to
That's what
pick?
I'm throwing out.
Okay. Rural. We're typing it in. We hate this word. We want to get rid of it.
Countryside.
It says country fried.
Country
Should we-
fried. What?
Let's say, yeah, what's that? Informal. Country fried.
We were in the country fried area. And we had a box of crayons.
What the fuck? Pastoral. How about that?
What? Pastoral?
Yeah. Rustic. I'm going to use rustic.
I like countryside.
I like country fried. So yeah, we were in the country fried area.
It's working already.
It's horrible.
It'll catch on.
So we were in more of a rustic area of Thailand. And so we were seeing more fields, more crops like being grown,
It was just green as could be.
green as can be. There were houses that were on more of like flooded farmland that had the stilts that, kind of kept them from being flooded.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a very different experience than being in Bangkok and only seeing, city life.
Yeah, super city life. Bangkok's huge.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, though. I definitely enjoyed seeing that side of the country. One thing that did stand out in particular, and I'm kind of glad that both Karl and I saw it, but it was...
I wish I had a photo. I so wish I had a photo.
I so wish that I had
But you're on a
taken
train, and I mean, it's not moving quickly, but it's quick enough to where you didn't have time to snap a shot.
But yeah, we were passing a little waterway or something to the left of us, and there was just a dude sitting in like what looked like a big bowl.
A big plastic bowl.
I don't know if it was plastic, but it was a big bowl, and he was just floating there in the water, and he was using a big machete as his paddle.
Yeah.
And he had those old, like, old. They have those rice.
Like Vietnamese looking, like Raiden hat.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What the hell are those called?
I don't remember the name.
I don't either. We're going to have to Google that. But yeah, so
that
was
like rice field worker hats.
Yeah.
It's like made out of bamboo leaves. And he was just sitting in this bowl floating and moving with a machete as his like paddle.
Yeah, it was so cool.
Just like, wow, that's an image that is going to stick with me.
Totally. Never seen that before.
Yeah.
But once we had got to Surat Thani, we had taken a bus over to our ferry that we were going to catch to Koh Pha Ngan. And I think that once we got to the ferry and started like unloading packs, and it was getting a little stressful.
Well, just the way that they had it set up isn't the smoothest. I don't know. And they take everyone's pack.
Well, I think it is for them, but it isn't for you. They don't give
totally.
a shit about
they don't give
like
a shit,
how
and you can tell the way that they grab your pack and they just like throw it on a
like,
pile.
Huck it on there.
So it's like a pile. I don't remember if it's the front or the back of the boat. I want to say the back, but they just throw everything on a pile, and it's just carelessly like tossed.
So here's a tip. Any belongings or valuables that you have, I don't know if we've talked about this before, but make sure that you carry that on you personally.
Yeah,
if you have a day pack,
bring a day bag.
All your
day
electronics,
bags are essential.
They are essential. Like, we could have lost so much shit by keeping all our valuables in our big packs. I feel like we would have been broke.
Yeah, so you bring like a day pack, which is just handy anyway, aside from just keeping your valuables on your person.
Up Schitt's Creek without a machete. Sorry, I thought it was so good.
Was it?
Yeah, it was.
Is that the name of the episode now?
Ooh, that would be a good one.
Up Schitt's Creek without a machete.
Anyways, yeah, so bring a day pack.
Yeah, sure. And if you have like a laptop or a nice camera or any cords, your
passport, your wallet, your anything, just keep that shit on you
basically
in your day
like
pack.
Clothes, shoes, all that shit you can keep in your pack.
Anything that can be replaced.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we learned that for sure. But yeah, we just got kind of herded onto this ferry. They stuck a sticker on us, kind of telling them where we were going.
Yeah, it was basically like a little like 2-inch by 2-inch sticker that had a ferry on it, and it would say what island you were going to, and it had like a color. So we had like a purple Koh Pha Ngan, and then there was like an auburn one that was this island.
Auburn.
It's like Koh Tao or something.
Yeah. You definitely felt like cattle being herded.
Yeah.
I think Megan was getting a little stressed out after the ferry had like let us off on Koh Pha Ngan. The way that we were, because they just throw your packs off too. They're like, get your pack, whatever,
Yeah.
And so you'd go and grab your pack, and I think hers was like at the bottom of this huge pile. And
yeah, you wanted to like
grab ours,
but from the person like before he just threw it onto the dock.
Right. Yeah.
You're like, oh no, that's mine. Don't throw it like a dead animal or something.
Dead animal?
I don't know.
I don't either.
It just felt like it hit like a sack of shit, like a sack of potatoes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Whatever.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, we had grabbed our packs, and I think it took Megan a little bit, so she was getting a little flustered. But we did end up all reconvening together with our packs, and they also, as you're walking, they're kind of like, all right, go into this, get a taxi. They almost like shove you into these taxis.
Yeah,
like this is your only option.
You like arrive and you're like, well, I don't really know where to go because no one told me.
Yeah, exactly.
And how do I get there? And then
we had booked the tickets, and it was basically like, oh, you're getting
just to get us to the island.
Yeah, and not from there to where you had booked to stay. So,
yeah, because it's a pretty big island.
Yeah, that's not bad.
It's not like, oh, we walked around it in 2 hours.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they kind of shove us into this larger tuk-tuk, which they call a tsong tao.
Which is basically like a big pickup truck with like benches on either sides in the back that's covered.
It's covered, yeah. So.
And it fits usually like 8 people.
Maybe
Sometimes
more.
they cram more in, but comfortably 8.
Yeah, so they threw our packs on the top of that and then kind of shoved us into the back. And they charged us each 200 baht which is kind of crazy to think.
Because that's, yeah, what did you say it was? $6.50 US?
Yeah, so it's about $6.50 US, and I think that would be like some places night stay for that much, you know?
Mm.
So they were definitely making a killing. So they could have.
Because, I mean, altogether, that was, you know, with 8 people.
Yeah, they could have racked in like $50 one trip. And how many times
I mean,
they
it
do
was
that
like,
a day.
it was still like was it like a 20-minute ride?
Yeah, about 20 minutes.
But, I mean, for what people usually take in for, you know, Thai income, that's a lot.
It is a lot. Yeah, for sure. So they were making a killing off of just shoving tourists that didn't know any better into the back of their songtao.
But I mean, if you want to ride, and it's that's the cost.
Well, I would have fucking probably looked elsewhere. I'm sure there's other options. There's got to be motorcyclists just chilling out there, and you go, hey, like if you were by yourself, grab a fucking scooter, you know, tell somebody, hey, can I get here? And then they're charging you probably way less.
Yeah.
So, but we didn't know any better, so. That was just
and it was just convenient. They were there, like, right at the pier.
Yeah, true.
On Koh Pha Ngan, so.
Yeah, but yeah, once we were heading to our bungalows, we had seen our sign, and it was called the Starlight Hadron Resort, I think.
Yeah.
And it's funny because they had kind of like this character that looked very similar to Patrick on SpongeBob SquarePants. Like it was this little pink starfish, and he had some sunglasses
yeah,
and some shorts. I was like, oh.
That was on their like lit up sign.
Yeah. I don't think they follow like copyright shit very well over there. They just rip shit off left and right.
Yeah.
So that was kind of funny though. But we get there and it's super nice. It's right on the beach. Ventured
we basically
out.
had one biggish room, but it was nice and clean, and there was basically 2 big beds. So
It had a little hammock out front on the patio.
Yeah, so it was enough for all 4 of us in there. You know, each couple had our own bed.
Yep. They did offer breakfast. I think that was free there, and then
was it?
I'm pretty sure.
I
don't know. I know that we did have breakfast there a couple days, but
yeah,
yeah,
which was usually I think like pad thai or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are we? Back scratching.
Yeah, I think we had ventured out into like the main little city area that was nearest.
Like the center of town.
Yeah, it was like nearest to the beach where they had the full moon parties.
Yeah.
And so we had found a place that was like, I would say pretty touristy. It felt like almost like a soccer pub or football pub.
Yeah, but with obviously like they had Thai food and drinks and such. But yeah, it was basically this open-walled or open-aired restaurant.
It was sat like right on the corner of this kind of busy intersection, and
for island busy.
Yeah, for an island. But you'd see a bunch of like tourists like roll by on their motorbikes
or just walking by.
And there were so many of them that were like bandaged up.
Yeah, they all had like the same white bandages, like around the wrist or around the leg.
Yeah.
Or arm.
Or some of them were even on crutches.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it made us slightly hesitant.
At first, I thought people just like got drunk and took a spill, which I'm sure was part of it. But,
could be.
But yeah, the place had really good food. We had ended up going here like 4 times.
4 times, really?
We went there a bit.
Damn. But yeah, so we had ventured out onto the beach where they do have the full moon party, but it was, you know, the day before, so there weren't that many people on there. I think it was like closer to sunset or just before, and we were just kind of exploring the beach a little bit and seeing where it was all going to happen the night.
Yeah, we were just kind of getting our bearings and getting a feel for the layout of the place.
Yeah.
And checking out the beach and if they were setting up and what's it going to look like.
Yeah, totally. Just kind of find out where we're going the next day. But we had ventured down towards the end of the beach where they had this pretty big sign, you know, that says like Koh Pha Ngan, full moon party.
Yeah.
And we had noticed this little walkway that had started near there, and it just kind of meandered through the rocky cliffs,
like skirted
along the coast.
Yeah, like right along the water and
but it was sketchy as shit. It was scary, like legit scary.
It was, a walkway, and it had seemingly like driftwood pieces of wood that was what you stepped on, but they were a gap like someone's teeth that needed braces.
It was makeshift.
It looked like it was on the set of Pirates of the Caribbean or something.
Yeah, but like it was made out of anything. I mean, I guess it was all wood, but the wood, there was no standard for like the wood pieces.
It was like scrap wood.
None of them were
and
together.
some were so, yeah, they weren't, it wasn't like a solid walkway. It was like rock hopping.
Yeah.
But
On
with
jaggedy
wood planks.
pieces of wood.
I mean, some were super skinny where you were like, don't step on that one because that is not going to hold me.
It's totally going to break.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like this was like 3 or 4 feet off the ground. Like there were places of it were like 10 plus feet off the ground.
And not only that, but it was like jaggedy rocks below you. So it was
kind of sketchy.
A little nerve-wracking.
I know that you and Martin just kind of like took off and you're like down the ways, and Megan and I were like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. Like the whole time we had to kind of like egg each other on to like get, or not egg each other on, but to like boost each other's confidence to keep going, because there were several times where we're like, no, fuck, no, I'm turning back, you can't pass this.
I remember hitting a few spots too that were even worse than others, and I was like, I am all right. So group plan, we're not coming here tomorrow night because we're probably going to be intoxicated and it's going to be dark, and even sober during the day was kind of sketchy.
It was sketchy as shit. So and there were like even places to stay back in there.
Yeah,
I was like,
there was like a bungalow place.
The hell. It was crazy.
Who's going to do this drunk in the dark?
Seriously. And that might be where some of those bandages came from.
Yeah, totally.
Or those crutches. So that was kind of sketchy. But also...
Because it was a long way, too. It wasn't like it just went for like 10 feet.
It was like a kilometer. I had wrote that.
Did you?
Don't give me the
winky
judgy,
eye?
squidgy eye.
Squidgy eye?
Yeah.
Sounds like I have pink eye.
It does. So after this, I think Megan had headed back to the bungalows because she was getting tired and probably wanted to nap or something.
Which makes sense.
It totally makes sense.
From the sleeper train night, no one got a lot of sleep.
Nobody did. I don't know how we really wanted to stay up, but
I don't know.
I think it was the buckets.
Just talking about it makes me tired.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think so. Martin, Karl, and we all headed out to kind of see. I guess they have like pre-full moon party festivities.
Well, yeah, like some things sort of started popping off once the sun went down, which was when we made it back to the beach from the sketchy wooden Plankiness.
Yeah.
Yeah, like some lights started turning on. There was like a booth sort of thing with like people doing fire tricks.
Oh, yeah. There was...
like fire poi.
Yeah.
And then one was like a bamboo staff, like what Donatello has, but it was lit on each end. And
yeah, it was cool. I mean...
they're spinning them around and doing tricks.
I want to say that I liked this night more than I did the full moon party.
I definitely like aspects of it.
To be
Parts
honest,
of it were like awesome. One, like the beach was not crowded at all.
There was like nobody
there. Was
there.
No one there.
There was like
there
a
was,
dozen people.
Yeah, maybe more like 20, 30, but
Yeah.
still for the whole beach it was nothing.
It was awesome. And yeah, those fire poi guys were doing crazy tricks.
It was rad.
It was insane. There was like one dude who had one and he flung it and just like threw it up in the air, and we were like, oh, that's weird. And then all of a sudden we see where it flies, and
because you can see this flaming fire poi shoot across the sky like
I thought he like threw it down
star.
the beach, but
he did.
Well, I mean, just like threw it to throw it. I thought he was just like, well, then there that goes.
Yeah, I thought it was like his exit throw or something.
Yeah, like I'll go find it later. But there was a guy that was like probably 60 feet or so, or like 30 meters away from him, and he grabbed it. Like he caught
that shit and then started spinning it too.
Yeah, and it was nighttime too, so it was dark as hell. I didn't even see the dude that caught it until I saw it start swinging again. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, because the little chains that they're on are like dark too, so you couldn't even see. It was a crazy thing. Because this guy was just spinning them around, and then one just shot like a shooting star in the sky. And we were like, whoa, what is he throwing that to?
Yeah.
And then the whole audience turns around, and there's this guy at the other end of the beach, like almost in the waves, and catches it, and then just starts spinning it too. And
it was so cool. But yeah,
it was impressive. I was like, wow, that was fucking awesome.
Yeah. So we danced a little bit. I think Karl, Martin, and I, the three of us, we like shared a bucket. And that was probably about all the drinks that we had because we didn't want to get too crazy before the full moon party the next day. And then we didn't stay out too late or anything, but just like headed back after chilling for a bit.
Yeah. 'Cause it was what, like a 20, 30-minute walk back to the bungalows?
Yeah, it was a ways. Mm-hmm.
We could have got a ride, but it was like, oh, let's just walk.
Just walk. Yeah, I think that was pretty chill night. And then I think it was funny. Like, so they had a 7-Eleven that was in between the bungalows and the full moon party beach that we would stop at pretty regularly just to like get supplies or get water again, you know. And
yeah, you don't drink the tap water.
No,
That's
you do
like
not.
Rule number 1.
Yeah, I thought you said rural.
Rural number.
That's country fried number 1.
Of country fried water.
But yeah, so we would stop there occasionally just to like pick up supplies and stuff. And I do recall there being a lot of dogs on this island.
It's weird that we've noticed in our travels too throughout Asia specifically that it's either one or the other. There's either a lot of cats or there's a lot of dogs.
Yeah.
And it's seemingly never a mix.
There's
like,
been
there's
one place that had a mix.
Yeah, but
You
for them,
remember it?
I don't.
Oh, okay, I'm glad I do.
No, good. You should back scratch yourself on the back for that. Good job. Where was it?
I'll tell you later. I think we'll get to it in the next episodes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
For the most part, it was just one or the other, which was weird.
Yeah, so this one...
But this one had dogs.
This one had dogs, and...
they looked a little worse for wear.
They looked bad. Like, there was one that had a huge gaping wound that we saw at the 7-Eleven. And I just felt so bad for it, you know?
Like, this is going to get infected and
like he's
kill you.
on his way to being dead. But yeah, and then there were like some on the beach too. And I remember we were thinking that one of them was kind of cute, and Martin like was about to pet it. And we're like, yeah, dude, you should probably
touch the
not
dog.
pet it. So he just like sat there and like pet it with his shoe.
It's like the bottom of his shoe. And the dog liked it.
He did. I'm sure he doesn't get touched a whole lot.
They just look rough.
They were scrappy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't want to touch them.
Totally. But yeah, so we kind of headed back, you know, to the bungalows, and we kind of geared and just slept as much as we could because we knew we were going to get a pretty crazy following day and night going on. So, but yeah, the next day we basically like had breakfast. We maybe explored the town a little bit, but didn't do a whole lot of drinking during the day until that night. And I guess Martin and Megan had bought themselves some glow-in-the-dark paints, but they were going to share it with us. So we all painted ourselves up in the bungalows before we left. And I think I had the idea to put it in your beard, but you picked the colors. Yeah, my
beard was pretty long at this point.
It was really long. But you had picked, I was like, what colors do you want? And you're like, oh, I want orange and green.
I think,
like, okay.
Yeah.
They were like the ones that stood out the best, I think, because your beard's so dark.
I think yellow would have stood out really. I don't know why I picked the colors I did. I just think, I don't know, random grab.
Yeah, and then
I thought they looked good together.
You like colored in your chest tattoo, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was like yellow and blue.
Yeah. And then like I had put bones, like glow in the dark bones on my body. Martin like did up his arm. Martin and Megan both did up like one of their arms, pretty cool. And it was like a fun little arts and crafts on ourselves before we left.
So we were all glowed up and ready to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so we, headed out to the beach where they had it. And I think it was like 100 baht or so to get a bracelet to get in there.
Yeah.
And which isn't too bad.
It's not too bad considering
like $350 or something
how much the ride just to get.
Exactly.
I was like, okay, that's.
Yeah. I was expecting it to be a ripoff again.
Like 500 baht or something.
Yeah, right?
Like, damn it. Mm-hmm. This is getting expensive, even for Thailand.
But it was absolutely insane once we got there. It was crazy. There were so many of those bucket booths, like selling buckets. Yeah. It was just, I could not even tell you.
Yeah, there was like
number.
Big dance stages and
huge,
other drink stages.
Mm-hmm.
There was people doing like fire poi everywhere, like fire sticks. The beach was packed with people.
Packed. It was all like black lights, so everybody who was all glowy like lit up.
Yeah.
It was basically
it was a huge beach party.
Yeah, it was a competition almost for like each bar that had, the
buckets.
best the best buckets, the best sound, the best black lights, like anything that they could do to like keep
To draw
everybody
on the majority of the crowd to sell to them.
in that area to keep money coming in. They would do that. So, but sometimes it was so loud it hurt your ears almost. But I remember we just like got into it, you know, buckets, partying.
And the thing I remember
time.
about the buckets too is because they're literally on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
I think every single one that I got, there was sand in it.
Oh yeah.
So it was just like this gritty bucket drink, and especially once you got to the bottom, you'd like sip and then you get all the sand and shit in your teeth. And
and I think we had mentioned this in a previous episode what the buckets are, but we'll just tell you again in case you didn't listen to that one. But basically, it's a little sand pail, which I guess it makes sense that there would be sand in there.
Why it's called the
But it comes.
The kids were using these earlier in the beach.
Yeah, so they probably just like rinsed them out, the ones that were left on the beach, and used them again that night.
Well, why not?
I know.
Fucking Thailand.
So gross, but anyways, they would put ice in there. They gave you a handful of straws because.
Is there ice?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Ew, warm bucket. Could you imagine that shit?
It ends up being warm.
Well, it does, but like not at first.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Which is probably
I
the
just
reason
thought
why
all
you
the
get
drinks
so
came
sick.
from like an ice bucket cooler thing that they,
No, I remember there being ice.
Okay. There was ice.
There was ice. So anyways, it comes with a fifth of whatever booze you want, soda, and Red Bull, which their Red Bull comes with ephedrine. They don't have any regulations on what you put in your energy drinks, apparently. So they put basically like speed in there. So they're pretty crazy.
Wired.
You're pretty wired. Yeah.
As well as
drunk.
Drunk, yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like a fuel to keep you going throughout your crazy
all night
full
long
party experience.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we had a couple of those split between the four of us, so it wasn't like outrageous crazy. But I think after we had our fill for the dancing, we had watched the fire poi.
Well, we
had seen the jump rope, which was like a flame, and people
it was basically
trying
like
to
these
jump
two
it.
stands that were, I would say like 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
And a guy on either end, and there's this huge long rope, and it was just lit on fire, and the two guys holding it at each end on the stands are just swinging it back and forth.
Yeah.
And whoever wants to can jump in there and try to jump the rope, but it's stupid.
It was so stupid.
The whole thing's lit on flame, on fire.
Yeah.
And this is where all the bandages come from.
These are where people, you burn your hair.
Drunk and confident.
You burn your skin.
Your face.
Your face.
We saw a rope as it was swinging hit someone in the face. It's like, you fucking idiot.
It was, but it was kind of entertaining.
No, it was super entertaining, but I wasn't about to jump in there.
No.
But yeah, just like whoever felt brave and confident enough could give a go. And
there was like one chick.
I saw one chick that handled it like a champ.
Oh yeah, she did not get touched, and then like left at a good time too. I was like, holy shit! I didn't think anyone was going to be able to do that. And they like purposely, I think, just like
speed up,
and like really try to get.
They
people.
try to get you. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's funny as shit.
Stupid. I would
so
never.
Stupid though. But yeah, so after we had watched that for a while, danced our asses off, and kind of and this was the thing is as we're dancing, Karl's orange and green beard is totally lit up, and people kept coming up to him and being like, I love your beard, are you Irish?
And they kept asking me, they're like, oh yeah, you Irish? I was like, no, I'm from the States, I'm from California. Then they'd always get bummed. You're like, oh, really? Well, what are you doing?
We thought you were going to be Irish.
So this had happened a few times. I was like, everyone keeps asking me this.
And getting really bummed when you say no.
And specifically like Irish. So finally I just went with it. And I was like, yeah, from Ireland. And then they would lose their shit and like scream. I was like, all right, I'm going to keep going with it then. Because this is getting such a better reaction.
Yeah, everybody loves you.
Well, yeah, from Ireland. And scream, and everyone just lose their shit in the group. And we'd all cheers. And it was hilarious.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'm Irish for the rest of the night.
Oh my God, it was hilarious.
It was so funny.
Yeah, but that was a good time.
Because people, it happened close to a dozen times.
It did.
And the reaction to actually being Irish was way more fun.
Yeah. But so amongst like all the craziness of the dancing and the loudness and the fire being thrown left and right, I think we had wanted to like go see the water, just like walk down to the water side.
Because, yeah, it's a full moon.
That's
hence the full moon party.
Yeah, so it's pretty,
So you see, like, everything lit up just naturally
like
from the
reflecting off
moonlight
the
and
water.
reflecting off the water.
Yeah, so we walked down to the water, and it was basically being used as a toilet.
Yeah.
Which was not
You just
so
see people
cool.
come and go and, like, piss in the water and then leave, and it's like, oh, man, really?
Yeah.
Because they did have some toilets which weren't like very accessible. You kind of have to walk in a bit of a jungly behind on the end of the beach, and they charged for them. I don't remember how much.
It was like 20 baht, so it wasn't much. That's why I was like,
I thought it was like 50.
No.
I don't remember. Either way, it's like, really, don't charge for the bathrooms, guys. You're already charging 100 baht just to get in here without...
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh, yeah, you pay to get in, but then you get a free drink.
I get it, too, because people trash that place, and they have to clean up afterwards. So it's like, okay, I understand why you'd want to charge for bathrooms.
Yeah, but you're paying to get in already.
Yeah,
There's an entry fee.
People are belligerently fucked up, and who knows what they do to those bathrooms. And they have to have people clean them up the next day.
Yeah.
So I totally got it, and I didn't care paying for it. I was like, whatever.
Yeah, it costs nothing.
And I'm not going to go fucking piss out in the ocean, And so everybody's like, I don't know. It was hard. People were just trashing, like throwing their shit left and right. And there were designated trash cans places.
Like actually on the beach.
Yeah,
that
the
was a
beach.
Convenient part that I didn't get. It's like, why are people just throwing their shit on the ground when there's trash cans everywhere?
It was crazy. So yeah, that sucked. But we ended up hearing about this place called Mushroom Mountain.
Which was the other end of the beach.
On the very far other end of the beach. And so we kind of started walking over there.
Opposite end of dangerous Plankwood walkway.
Yeah. And so we start climbing these stone steps that kind of lead you up to this little shack-like thing that just kind of sits on top of these rocks, just overlooking the entire beachside.
And the ocean. Yeah.
And the ocean, yeah.
It was quite the view.
It was cool. But yeah, so we get up there and we're told that we should try these mushroom shakes that they have. And so we're like, oh, one in Thailand or one on Koh Pha Ngan.
Went at a full moon party.
Yeah. We're like, okay, sure.
On an island in Thailand. You're like, well, we can dabble.
Yeah. So each one of these shakes, which is in a pretty small cup, I would say almost like a little 8-ounce or...
Yeah.
Yeah, 8-ounce cup. They charge you about 500 baht for that, which is kind of expensive. Yeah. And so that's about like $14 US roughly.
Yeah, $13.50.
Mm-hmm. And so we pay for one of these and we each 4 split it.
Because we don't know how potent these are either. So we're like, well, let's not lose our fucking mind, but we can all 4 split one.
Yeah, we don't know what's in it.
Because I remember, too, like, walking up there to get one and seeing people just lying on their backs, just, like, seemingly frying balls.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, we should maybe just dip our toe in the pool versus do a cannonball in,
Exactly, and each have one,
Yeah, and
like
just
get crazy.
lose our shit.
Yeah, which I'm really glad that I didn't do that.
Same. So it's like, I don't want to be that guy.
No.
He looks like he might not be having the best time.
Right.
Looks like he's struggling.
Yeah. So we're sitting there sharing this shake amongst the 4 of us, and we start chatting with one of the gals next to us, and come to find out she's from LA, and her name's Ashley, and she's super nice, and we actually run into her kind of throughout the rest of the night, and we're like, oh, hey! But yeah, I just had a good conversation with her and her friend that was there. And
because they had just like a chill seating area. Mm-hmm. They did have some music playing, but it wasn't, blasting in your ears loud. No. It was loud, but it wasn't like what was on the beach.
DJ up there.
And they had just those like Thai pillows everywhere, so you could just kind of chill. And it was definitely more chill than the beach.
Sill and chill.
What?
You said sill.
Sill?
Like you could sill, like sit. But you were saying sill.
Did I?
Yeah. I think you were going into like sit and chill.
Yeah.
You could sill.
You sill.
You sill.
You sit and chill. It's
yeah, exactly. You just silled there. But yeah, so we were just chilling for a bit, and then I think we decided to just head back out and dance a little bit more. And...
It had been a while at this point, though, because it had been like an hour.
Had it?
I don't know. I remember returning back, and it was just like fucking nutso.
So we all 4 had very different experiences after having this mushroom shake. And so for me, once we went back out into the crowds, my stomach started cramping like no other. And I felt sick. It was horrible.
Like nauseous sick or like butt barf sick?
Both, kind of. So I was just like, I can't drink anymore. I do not want any more of those shakes. Like, this was fucked. So, and I wasn't even tripping out or anything. I was like, what a waste. You know, like, I spent almost 200 baht on nothing. Like, make me feel shitty. And so I think that once you and Martin started feeling a little, and like Megan was the same. Both her and I had the same reaction, which sucked. And we were like, damn it. And you guys had like a good reaction where you're like, all right, I'm feeling good.
I was pumped.
Yeah.
I was ready to dance. I was feeling super good. I was like, Martin, let's get a bucket. I'm feeling good. How you doing? The girls are feeling like shit. And I was ready to go.
Yeah. So you two were like, we should split another shake. And I was like, oh, God, I am not touching that shit because it did not make me feel good. And so, yeah, we eventually...
But we had danced for a while and
We
just
did.
were like on the beach for quite a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Took some video.
Yeah.
Had some fun.
Yeah. And then...
Told more people I was Irish.
Yeah. And then we headed back up Mushroom Mountain, and you guys bought another shake and split it amongst the two of you guys.
So this was split between two people now versus just four.
So you guys had close to a full one yourself.
Yeah, I guess collectively.
Yeah. And so then we stayed up there for a while, and I remember you were dancing up there for a good time.
Yeah, they had like a little dance area there too. Mm-hmm. Nothing crazy. Also,
no, it was like literally maybe like 3 people on the dance floor, and it was like you and Martin and one other person.
What's that?
Yeah. It was hilarious.
I felt like there was more, but it could have been shadows and lights.
Yeah, it pretty much was. I think I have photos of you and Martin out there like dancing together, and then there was like
awesome.
not anybody else. But it was cute. And then we like headed back down onto the beach, but we stayed on the side that was less crowded.
Yeah, there was definitely, so basically there was the Mushroom Mountain on the end of the beach, mm-hmm. and then there was a section of beach where there was just nothing.
There was nobody.
Because there was some kind of bungalows nearby,
mm-hmm.
and then the further down the other end of the beach was more so
like
the party central area with all the music and...
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like I wasn't ready to go back out there again. I was like feeling overly shroomy / ecstasy or whatever else was in these drinks. It wasn't just mushrooms.
No, it wasn't.
I swear there was ecstasy.
Oh,
in there.
yeah, for sure. It was just like a drug cocktail that
for
mashed up shit. It tasted like shit, too.
It tasted like liquid batteries and grass or something. I don't know. It wasn't.
It wasn't the best.
Yeah, but it wasn't like gaggy bad either.
No.
But you weren't like, oh, these are delicious.
Oh my God.
You know.
Well, I mean, mushrooms taste like poop anyways, so they kind of had to mask that, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, so we were just on the beach part, but not the party end of the beach.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, me and Martin were just having a good time, like bonding and talking. And
Megan and I
just felt really good.
Yeah.
I was just like feeling the effects to see.
Ecstasy? Did you just come up with that? Or was that a slip?
No, it's
that was good.
It's on a movie.
Oh, was it?
I just watched it last night.
Oh. What is it?
It's a movie. So
secret movie.
What?
I said it's a secret movie.
Yeah. No, there were these little sand duny things that were on the top of the sand, and just the light from the moon and the lights that were out there looked really cool. So
I remember
I was just feeling really good / kind of being trippy and just
being trippy.
I remember just feeling really good.
Yeah, that's cool.
I couldn't stop smiling, and like my whole body just felt. I didn't feel like shit at all. So.
Because Megan and I felt like shit. And so we were just like sitting there chilling, talking. I think we were starting to feel a little bit better at this point.
Like it was wearing off of you guys?
It hadn't even hit. Like I didn't feel trippy at all from the get-go.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't like...
No,
okay.
like I literally didn't feel anything because I think I felt so crampy. So it was like, I think the sickness just pulled any like...
euphoric feeling.
Yeah, because I was buzzed before we drank that, and
from the buckets.
Yeah, it took the buzz from the buckets out. It took the any trippy or anything out, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
So it kind of fucked the rest of the night up. But I was kind of glad because it honestly just seeing the wastefulness and like all the crazy just fucked upness of everything just depressed me a little bit. Yeah. So I was glad that I was at least sober for it and not a part of the problem. I mean, I kind of was because I
But you
was
weren't
there,
like
but I wasn't
pissing in the water and
No, I
throwing
wasn't.
the trash all
No,
over the
I
beach.
wasn't like belligerent, which a lot of people were.
But yeah, I think by the time me and Martin had come to round 2 with the second drink, it was like 3, 4 in the morning or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted to feel like that forever. But then it was like, 5 o'clock, and then it was getting later and later, and I was like, oh, I don't want it to end. And But inevitably, the sun will come up and this will wear off. So I don't think we really made it back to the dance area. We just kind of like, once we were done, we just left, right?
No, we walked back through the dance party shit. And it was
But,
like...
I mean, just to walk through.
Oh, just to walk through. No, because it was basically the sun started coming up. And so then we started heading back towards the party area. But everyone had gone. Like, everyone was gone.
Yeah.
And there was like a big pen that was like a pass out pen, and that's literally what it sounds like. It's like roped off area for people to just fucking pass out.
To just
for friends to just dump their friends they don't want to have to take care of or something. And then there were tons of trash cans that I think were overflowing and just trash everywhere. And so it was just like this aftermath of just shit. Yeah, like I said before, just pretty depressing as far as seeing all that shit. So I don't know how you guys felt with how coming down from a mushroom trip and then seeing all that made you feel. Because Martin, I think, said it was so sad and so depressing.
I think like what Martin said was because he went back the next day during the day, like in the morning, and saw people like passed out on the beach still, and they were like getting sunburned, but they were so fucked up from the night before that they were still passed out. Yeah. And then also seeing everything in like the actual sunlight. Yeah. Because I didn't go back to the beach.
Okay.
After this night, so I left still kind of on a floaty high, and I didn't really start coming down until we got back to the bungalows, and then basically just crashed out soon after.
Yeah, I think we all took turns like washing ourselves from the like sweat, the sand, the glow in the dark paint,
which was now like dried and cracky and.
Oh yeah, well, and like that shower after all of us used it, it looked like a clown had been murdered in there.
Yeah,
it was horrible.
Like a clown just exploded in the shower.
Yeah, basically.
It was crazy. Glow in the dark shit everywhere.
Yeah.
Because I mean, even in the regular light, it was just like super neon.
Oh yeah. And so, yeah, we basically kind of washed up and passed out. I think that was at like 7 in the morning or something like that.
I remember when we first got back to the bungalows, because near the beach or near the water, there are these benches, like stone benches. And I remember seeing Martin just sitting on one by himself.
Yeah.
So I just like walked over and sat next to him, and it just kind of looks over, and the sun's about to come up, and just feeling like, whoa.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I don't even think we might have not even said a word.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
just soaking in the moment.
Kind of like, oh, that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, then just washed up and basically crashed out rather quickly.
Yeah, yeah. It was a pretty exhausting couple of days, really.
Yeah.
All the way from Bangkok to that, and not sleeping a whole lot, and we just passed out pretty much for most of the morning, I think.
And for us, which is a good recommendation if you are ever going to a full moon party, is to stay an extra day.
For sure.
Because some people stay up until, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the morning, but then they're leaving that next day.
Yeah.
Which we were like, well, no, we'll have a nurse recovery hangover, whatever the fuck, day after of, recouping. Yeah. And then we'll leave the following day. Yeah. Which is a must-do.
I mean, if I were to give advice, it would be to...
Not go to one.
Not go to one, to be honest. Like, it's such...
I had a great time.
I mean, this is the thing. It's fun, yes.
Yeah.
But the aftermath of how fucked up that island gets and how much trash ends up in the ocean, that's part of the fucking problem.
That's true. You're just contributing
to a whole bunch of shit. Like, just pollution. And so, I mean, if they were to be able to get their shit under wraps as far as, like,
there's so much potential, too. Like, you could totally handle it better.
Totally.
If you had porta potties and, like, a better trash system and...
tons of shit.
There's total
So,
potential. And I
yeah.
think that they actually started doing that
They should.
because there was so many complaints, I think, from what
Yeah.
happens to the, the
Yeah, it's
condition of the
crazy.
beach and everything,
Yeah.
that they're like, something has to be done.
It does.
Which
like,
I agree.
honest-
That I
yeah.
totally agree with.
Yeah, so for me, unless they've totally got their shit together and they've got ways of controlling the wastefulness, I'm not ever going to go back to one of those.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I can support that
Yeah.
for sure.
but, I mean, if you want to try it out, I totally support you if you just want to be mindful of it and if you want to experience. And
Just don't be a douche. Take
Yeah,
care of your
don't
shit.
be a
Clean up
douche.
after yourself.
Totally. Use the
You
trash
can-
cans they provide. Don't piss in the ocean.
You can get all schnockered up. Just don't be a douchebag.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Um,
or help clean up afterwards, too.
yeah,
Like,
right.
That might be something that you might want to do.
But hopefully they got their shit together and it's kind of more
Contained.
not as impactful in a
For
negative
sure.
way on the environment over there.
Yeah. But the next day, we took a really long walk all along that beach that came from our bungalows all the way, like, into town.
Which is basically the other side of the island.
Yeah. It was a pretty cool walk, I would say.
Yeah, it was nice. You went through other
Like resorts.
resorties or stays.
Bungalows or, and there were some nice places.
There
I
were
was
some
actually
cool spots, too.
surprised. Like, I'm saying, like, ritzy shit.
Yeah.
Like, I was like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
really? This here?
Where
You
there
know?
was like, the front had like flames and like the little waterfall thing.
yeah.
You're like, wow, what the fuck?
Like
is this
5-star
place?
kind
How
of
much
looking
is this?
shit.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
I'm like, what? This is here? You're just getting shit faced and probably passing out in the sand.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, the walk was pretty cool. And basically, our only mission this day was to buy tickets to get us to Phuket, which would get us to a couple other islands that we wanted to go to.
Yeah.
Yeah, the following day.
But yeah, we just basically had to get from Koh Pha Ngan to Phuket was the next stage of what we needed to.
Do? I don't
I
know.
wanted something better than do. I don't know.
Well,
To
you just left it with like,
corroborate, I don't know.
gonna,
Get there, man.
we're gonna go.
We just needed to make
just need to do.
make it do.
So that was our mission this day. And we were recommended a local like travel agency place. And I put air quotes in that
Travel
because
agency.
it's like, yeah, travel agency. All right. But we were recommended to this certain place by our bungalows, like our hosts at our bungalows. They were nice, so we trusted them and we are like, oh, yeah, sure. We'll go find that place. We get there, book our tickets and
which was the ferry back to the mainland to Suratani and then a bus to Phuket.
yeah. And so the total trip was supposed to take about 6.5 hours or so. So that's the following day. We were told that this taxi was going to pick us up at 6 a.m. at our bungalows
And take us back to the pier.
Take us back to the pier to catch the ferry
Where we had
back.
the other,
And so we were like, oh, cool, awesome.
All
That's
set up, we're good to
all set
go.
and done. We can just chill.
So we booked like a night in Phuket, and we were basically ready to go. So we got up like pre-dawn the next morning
It was
to
early.
get the taxi that was going to take us back to the pier to catch the ferry back to the mainland. And it showed up pretty on the minute.
It was like on
I think it was
time,
maybe like
for
a couple
sure.
minutes later, but it was like,
That was
on
awesome.
point.
Yeah.
So we're like, sweet, well, that's a good start.
yeah.
And yeah, we're heading back, the 20 or so minute ride back to the pier. Catch the ferry, go back across, all that jazz, same as before, back to Surat Thani, unload, and then right at the pier, there's a bus loading up, so we all get on the bus, and it's all going well.
Yeah. So we get on this first bus, and it's one of the big buses. It's like, so in the States, it would be close to like a Greyhound
sort of
style.
bus. It was
So-
nice, it was newish, there was
Yeah.
AC.
Yeah, for sure. We loaded our packs underneath the bus because that's the only place that you can put them when you're carrying packs that were as big as ours.
Yeah.
And so then you'd take on, like your personal stuff.
Same
And-
as the ferry situation we mentioned earlier.
Exactly. And were we doing that at this point?
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure. Yep.
All right. So then we get onto the bus and we get pretty comfortable. It's got AC. It's got nice seats. Like, it's pretty comfortable.
It looks like new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it had half locals, half, I would say, like
Full
white.
moon partiers.
Yeah, full moon partiers, like white Western tourists. And so we're like, oh, okay, cool. This is a pretty good mix, like 50-50. And then
We're on that for what, like 20, 30 minutes?
not even, it felt like.
Not
It felt
even?
like 15, 20. And so we stop at this one place, like we go kind of down this back road, and I start to see like broken down buses on either side of us. And then we get to this little like cul-de-sac area or little loop
It's
around.
a dirt road.
It's a dirt
and
road.
It's just, it looks like a little hut in a jungle
It does.
with like
And
broken down buses everywhere. And
Yes.
you're like, where the fuck are we?
so it looked like where buses go to die.
Yeah.
And so we're like, okay,
graveyard.
this is interesting. And they tell us to get off the bus, and they tell only the white Western full moon partier tourists to get off the bus.
Not a good sign.
Not a good sign. I didn't really pay attention because I was like, oh, okay, we're just getting on another bus. All right.
Well, they do this too, where like they'll stop and it's like, you know, they say that it's like a bathroom break or something, or it's like, oh, are you hungry? You'll buy food, and just basically somewhere for you to stop and spend money.
But it's
Unlike-
usually hours after riding.
You never know.
Well, not this time, but usually, like, if it was a
Yeah.
legit company, it'd be, like, maybe hours down the road. They'd be like, okay, bathroom break. Okay,
Right.
get off, spend some money. But this time, it was, like, 15, 20 minutes after, and I'm like, what the fuck are we
Like,
stopping
we just started
for?
going.
Yeah, right?
And then they start taking our bags off, which was the weird thing. We're like,
Yeah.
well, why are we...
Yeah, where are we?
Why did we even board the fucking bus if we're just
Right?
going here?
Yeah.
It all felt weird.
It felt sketch, just from the get-go.
Red flags.
Yeah, so another bus comes over, and it's a lot
Fucking
older.
junker.
It was a little bit of a junky bus, and it looked like it was straight out of the 80s.
It
Like,
looked
the
like
decor was very much
it
not.
looked like an old hippie Greyhound bus that was still in worse condition as the decades progressed.
Yeah, and so they're like throwing our packs underneath, and we're like, okay, this is weird. And then like all of us get back on the bus, and I don't think any of us had noticed that it was just us tourists until we all looked around and were like, wait a minute, why are there only white people?
And as
on?
soon as you got on this bus, you're like, oh, damn, this one's a piece of shit.
Yeah, this
Like all the
one's way
seats are
shittier.
fucking ripped and springs busted.
and-
It's not
Yeah.
as cool.
No, there was no AC.
Yeah.
You're like, okay. But anyways, we're like, okay, well, we'll just go around for the ride, I guess.
It's like you can't be like, nope, sorry.
Yeah.
You really,
Where do
like,
you
they're
go?
in control.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, we headed back into town on this bus, and
We were like going back the way we came.
I was seeing shit pass by that I had already seen us drive by.
Yeah.
I'm like, where the fuck are they taking us? Like, they literally just looping us in circles and
Like, no,
changing
we're going
buses
away
again and
from
again.
the full moon party. We're
Yeah. So it was weird and just sketchy. And I think we even ended up back at that spot, the bus graveyard, and switched to another big bus that was probably even shittier. And we're like, okay,
what the fuck
what
is
the
going on?
fuck? And like even the bathroom there, they charge you to use, and it's
They
just
do
like,
have food there, but it's outrageously overpriced.
Yeah.
And, you're waiting for a
Yeah.
while in between bus changes.
yeah. So literally, we're on another bus, and we go to another pit stop, and we're saying that with air quotes, because this is just like a place for them to rip you off.
No, so this is the thing, too, is we went, and at the stop when they switched buses and pulled your bags off, because we'd been traveling now for a while, and we've gotten in the routine of packing our bags, as soon as my bag came off, I was like, my bags looked different.
Did it?
Instantly.
Yeah.
I didn't even have to open it because, it's got like zippers and straps, and I was like, straps are tucked in this way. I'm very particular
Oh yeah.
and organized.
Understatement of the century.
So, shut the fuck up. So it comes off,
Karl's
and I'm
particular?
like, instantly, my bag's been fucked with. So I'm looking through, and I open it, and clearly shit has been shuffled around in my bag.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm doing like an inventory check real quick. And then I'm like, oh fuck, where's that one bag? Which is a bag, and it's nothing super important, but it's more of a pain in the ass to replace. And because it was like, cords for charging things
Yeah.
and to plug things in. It wasn't
Yeah.
actually like like I had my GoPro, which
Yeah.
most of my shit was in my day bag on me, with me.
Yeah, totally.
But there was this one little like green waterproof stuff sack that had these cords and stuff in. I think it had extra batteries and that was gone.
Completely gone.
Completely gone. That got jacked. And I was like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And at this point, the bus had taken off, and you know that there was just some dude under the bus as it's driving in circles 3 times. It's just sifting through bags.
Yeah, just looking
grabbing
for shit.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. Luckily, nobody else
not
had
a
any
big
shit
loss,
stolen.
but
So
it was more so upsetting and just the principle of it.
you feel violated.
And yeah, you feel violated.
Yeah.
It's like you totally just...
Just rip us off.
Especially after like this whole thing was set up to go through tourist shit.
Well, it's not even done. We've only gotten to part of it. So they take us to another place where it's got like it's like a covered but open air building. And so they take you in there. It's hot as fuck out too. And like literally
Hot and humid.
it's hot, humid, and you've already
you're tired as fuck.
Tired
You've been
as
traveling
shit.
all day already.
Been traveling all day. You're still
already
kind
had
of
your
hungover
shit
from the
fucked with.
full moon party. You've already gotten your shit jacked. You're like at this one place, and you're like, where the fuck are they taking us to now?
Why are we stopping again?
Exactly. And this was all within
Just
like
at
a
least
few
get
hours.
us to Phuket.
Exactly. And so we get into this area, and they literally have one dude that's directing everybody, and he kind of looks at the group of, how we kind of group ourselves or separate ourselves. He points to a group of people and says, okay, come up here. And then he basically...
He's got some like little podium.
Yeah,
with
little podium, and then he starts ripping people off one by one in the groups.
Saying that they need to get a cab to town.
Yeah, basically that we have to book a cab through him.
And it was
to
like
get us
outrageously expensive.
Oh, it was ridiculous.
It was like 500-600 baht.
Yeah.
And we were like,
Just
fuck that. I just yelled in the
Yeah,
mic.
you just yelled loud.
But yeah, I was like, fuck that. We already paid to get to Phuket. We're not in Phuket. You're getting us to Phuket.
Right? Yeah. So we're getting even more upset. And I think I was being the most vocal about it. And luckily you were like, hey, Whit, you should probably not keep yelling that they're just ripping people off left and right, because who knows what they could do. And
Yeah,
I was
because
like,
you are not...
Oh, yeah, you're right.
We're in the middle of nowhere, too.
No, yeah.
And who knows what
And
would
so
do. I don't
there
know.
was literally, I think, one other tourist out of the group that didn't just go along with it. Like, we legit refused to book this cab with them.
Yeah.
We were like, no.
I'm not giving you that much money.
There's no money coming from us, so, like, go fuck yourself. And there was only one other dude that did that, but everybody else just bought into
Booked it, yeah.
and just booked it. And we were like, are you kidding me? Like,
It was such a scam.
it's such a scam. We were like, holy
Oh my
shit.
God, I was so upset.
And so after this, they broke everybody off into like groups of 10. I would say 8 to 10 people. And they shoved everybody in these little mini buses.
It was basically just like a little minivan.
Yeah, like a little minivan.
Yeah.
But in these minivans, once we got in, there were like mosquitoes in there.
And we were like,
all
we're
of
in the
us are
jungle.
killing these
And like,
mosquitoes.
this is where dengue fever and shit comes from, is the
Yeah.
mosquitoes in the jungle, not
Yeah,
from the
yeah,
big
yeah.
cities. But we're in the middle
Well,
of
this
nowhere.
was more of the islands, so I don't know
Yeah,
if
still,
it's the same.
still.
Yeah, so it's
I
still,
didn't
you
care.
gotta be aware of, like, mosquito bites and shit. And so we're, like, trying to kill these mosquitoes as they left us in this van with no AC going, and we're like, what the fuck?
As well as we'd been waiting at this place now for, it was over an hour.
It was,
It was
yeah.
probably closer to 2 hours
Yeah.
before we actually were moving again.
It was crazy.
And then even still, so we start moving and leaving towards supposedly Phuket.
Yeah.
And it's stopping at like another place for you to stop and, spend food. All the while the day's going by and you're like, well, now I'm hungry because
Yeah.
we've been traveling for like 12
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah.
We were supposed to be in Phuket like 4 or 5 hours ago and we're still not there and we're stopped again.
And so really, once we get to what looks like more of the city, and they're stopping yet again at this travel agency place where they tell everybody, go into the travel agency.
We're like, no.
Every single one of
No.
us were like, nope, fuck you, we're peacing out.
As well as at this point, we're on more of a major road, and
Yeah.
I could tell that we were on the outskirts of Phuket.
Yeah.
We were still a ways away. We couldn't, it was too far to walk.
Yeah,
It was just about dark.
it was.
And but I used my Google Maps and it pinned us, and we were near Phuket.
Yeah.
So
we
I
just-
was like, you know what? fuck this whole group and scam.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just stand on the side of the road and hail a fucking like.
And there were a couple
Song tower.
There were a couple other groups in there that did the same too, because they were like, okay, get the fuck out of here.
Fuck these guys yesterday, because this is bullshit.
Do you think this episode had more fucks in it than any other?
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, it did. We were pissed.
I was so upset.
No, it was true, but you just felt like you were getting had.
You were getting had. And at the same time, we were supposed to get to Phuket, and we were supposed to get there like at 2 p.m.
And have a whole
And we were going to like, oh yeah, we'll have time to see Phuket a bit. We can go to this temple.
Yep.
We'll still have half the day. And at this point, it's like 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And it's dark, and like we were supposed to check in like a while ago, and
we started it at 6 a.m. Remember, leaving Koh Pha Ngan, 6 a.m.
And
it was supposed to be 6.5 hours, and this was like ridiculous.
15 hours of bullshit travel.
It was crazy. So once we had gotten the Song
so
Tao
we did hail
a
Song Tao and made our way into Phuket. And at this point, just getting away from that group and those people that were in control of transportation,
it was like a breath of fresh air. Oh my god, it felt so good.
Yeah, I didn't even care the cost as long as I wasn't giving them the money.
Seriously.
So we did end up making it to Phuket. We got to our stay.
Yeah.
And
which
checked
was a nice place.
It was nice.
It was really nice and clean, and we each had our own room, which was cool. Yeah. But that was just a fucking crazy hectic day.
It was such an ordeal.
And so if you are on Koh Pha Ngan, just do some background research.
Look at reviews.
Yeah, look at reviews of the places that you're booking through as far as getting you to other islands, because there are some shitty scams out there.
Yeah.
We went through
and there's just nothing you can do once you're too far into it.
And we had trusted our homes or in the bungalows. We trusted the bungalows that we stayed at, and we just they totally were part of it.
Screwed us.
Yeah, so that was unfortunate.
Everyone gets commission, and
it's true. Yeah. So it's just a way that they go.
Quite the day.
Yeah, for sure.
So once we had actually checked in and everything, at this point, we were hungry.
Yeah.
So we all ended up walking around trying to find somewhere to eat.
In Phuket.
Yeah. Jesus, finally.
But everything was shut down. It was really weird.
Yeah, I don't know
if
it was
a holiday or something.
like a holiday where people staying with their families or whatever. But majority of the city was shut down.
Yeah, all the businesses. So
we did end up finding a place.
We did stumble upon one place that was still open, and
it looked like an old house.
It was cool. It was like old colonial style house.
Yeah, colonial style, like French colonial.
Yeah, it was like the first of that style architecture that we'd seen on our travels yet.
Yeah.
So it felt really authentic and really cool. Yeah, I just loved that place. And it had really good food, too.
Yeah, I wasn't like blown away. It was good, but
I
was just glad to eat at that point.
That's true. Yeah,
and
for sure.
I mean, we were so wiped from just the ordeal of the day that after that we just went back and crashed.
Yeah, for sure. So that was...
Our stay was nice, so too. It was clean, so we showered and actually felt clean.
Yeah, and we had booked with the lady at our front desk who seemed very trustworthy. Yeah. Way more so, I think, than the people at the last bungalows.
Like, the more shit you deal with, the better you are at reading people.
Yeah, you definitely get more of a gut instinct with if people are being shady with you or not.
Or if you're like, this doesn't sound good at all, and I just don't trust this. Just totally, again,
go with your gut.
Reaffirming to go with your gut. If it doesn't feel right, go somewhere else because there's other options every time.
We had booked a way to get to our next destination, which Karl and I were leaving the next day.
Yeah, but we were leaving the next morning.
Martin and Megan, they had decided to stay one more night in Phuket.
Yeah, they wanted to check out Phuket, and we wanted to get to Koh Phi Phi Island.
Yeah. Which is where they filmed the 90s movie The Beach.
Or part
of it. It was actually on a smaller, separate island, not the one that we were going to, but it's Koh Phi Phi Leh, which is the one that
has Maya Beach.
Yeah.
And
Maya Beach is the one where they kind of had made it the beach in the movie.
The bigger island next to it is Koh Phi Phi Don, which is
where we had booked a place.
Because I don't think you could even stay on Koh Phi Phi Leh.
No, it's just for people to roll up and take photos
But Koh
and shit.
Pha Ngan's the one with all the stays. It's the one where the tsunami hit the day after Christmas of 2004.
Yeah, pretty brutal tsunami. It just completely leveled
So
the
at this
place.
point, it had been, over a decade since.
Yeah.
So we were like, oh, it should be pretty rebuilt by this point.
Yeah, and
And then
so
after that, we were all gonna. So they had one night in Phuket. We were gonna have the night there, and then we were all gonna meet in Koh Lanta, which is
an island just to the east of it. So
yeah.
we had our whole plan set out, and to give them a night to themselves and us to have a night to ourselves and stuff was pretty.
Because I think since they'd arrived, we've
Yeah.
been together this whole time.
Pretty much the
since.
whole time. Yeah.
So yeah, they were gonna have a day to themselves, and we were gonna
Yeah.
do our thing because.
Yeah, because I always wanted to see that place. I grew up on that movie, The Beach. It
I
was-
wanted to see it too. It just
Yeah.
looked like a cool spot. So,
Yeah. So we were excited to head there the next day.
so that'll be coming up.
So that'll be coming up. Yeah, so that's next week. Will be us checking out PP Island, where we
going PP.
go pee. On this island, it's very interesting. We have one of the stories that
We got more stories, folks.
Yeah, we've got tons. This is one in particular that
Thailand
we've
set us up.
Yeah, this is one in particular story that we have told so many times. I can't even.
During our travels,
Yeah.
people are like, well, what's the craziest thing? And we always
Oh.
revert back to this story.
Well, let me tell you about a little monkey called Fuckface.
No, that's good.
Yeah. What?
Wid loves monkeys.
No, this monkeys suck. At least these ones did.
All right, well, we'll leave it at
Yeah.
that. Don't spoil
So,
anything else. But yeah, stay tuned. It's all coming up.
We thank you for listening, and
Thank you.
again, if you want to comment or subscribe to hear weekly episodes,
Please do.
do it.
Fade out.
Back scratcher. All right. Bye, guys.
If you liked what you heard, subscribe to our podcast.
If you feel inclined, leave us a comment or review, tell someone you know who might enjoy to have a listen, and feel free to share on your choice of social media.
If you want to know more about us or see any photos of our travels, you can check out our website at trailofbeans.com.
We also have a Facebook page where you can follow us on our upcoming adventures and get updates along the way, which can be found by searching @the Bean Trail.
If you'd like to support our travels and help ensure the continuation of this podcast, you can do so by contributing through our Patreon page.
Just visit patreon.com and search for Beanstalk Travel Podcast. Each donation is greatly appreciated and gives you an inside look at a day in the life backpacking abroad.
We'll be back next week. Same beans.
Same pod.